Hello, Internet. It is I, the Malik Aaron, and welcome back to Box Office Predictions. Today, we're going to be talking about the First Omen. So, as usual, we're going to be going over the pros and cons. So, let's get to it. Pros. So, this is part of the Omen series. It's been around for damn near half a century. It's 1976. Goddamn. And that original movie is considered to be a classic, Bill horror classic. And almost 20 years ago, it got a remake, a shot for shot remake, kind of like what happened with what was it? Psycho. Same, style of let's just make the same movie, word for word, and that was it. I've never understood shot for shot remakes. I feel like those are like the most worthless type of remake. But they did it for The Omen and they released it on June 6th, 2006 on a Tuesday because that was literally the only time they were gonna have 666. There was the only opportunity, the one opportunity, unless you wanted to wait like 100 years to do another one, and they weren't gonna do that. So they took their chance, they released it, and it had a great Tuesday, obviously, because it was fueled by 666. Although Fox, they messed with the numbers a bit, so the final three digits are 666. But after that, it fell off a cliff, and yeah, just no one really talks about it that much. But it was a hit technically back in 2006. So I guess the Omen franchise, I guess it's a pro. I guess brand name recognition, gotta label that as a pro. Another pro is that reviews for this movie are way better than I ever would have expected. As an 80% score, I thought it would be like in the 40s. So to see it like in the 80s was a bit of a shock to me. No audience score. I'm assuming not enough people have seen the movie to give it a proper score, or the word of audience word of mouth isn't all that good. But his critic score is good, so I gotta label that as a pro. Um, Another pro, I guess, is that when it comes to direct competition, the only movie that's come out, I mean, there was like Immaculate and Late Night with the Devil, but those are like comparatively smaller scale compared to this. And the next horror movie coming out, I believe, is Abigail, but that's not till like 2 weeks from now. So there's not a whole lot of serious direct competition out there. So I gotta label that as a pro. And I think that's really it with pros. Okay, cons. The age of this franchise is a problem. A big problem. Because as I mentioned, the first Omen movie came out damn near 50 years ago. So the chances that today's like younger, like that 18 to 34-year-old demographic that fuels most movies these days, they're not going to give a single shit about The Omen. Like they don't care. They weren't around when it when that first movie released, and the people who were around, they're senior citizens. And I seriously doubt they're going to be rushing to see this in the theater. They'd rather just watch it at home on streaming because it's more convenient for them. So it's basically the same problem Doctor Sleep had, where that was obviously the sequel to The Shining. The Shining came out in 1980. You have Doctor Sleep come out in 2019. There's a near 40-year difference right there. And so expecting younger audiences to care is damn near impossible. And sure, there are plenty of series of plenty of franchises that have been around for a hell of a long time. You know, say for top of my head like Scooby Doo or Star Trek or Ninja Turtles. That's about to be 40 years old this year. Yeah, 40 years old. Thing is, those series have been like have revitalized themselves. They've revamped themselves every once in a while. Like they revamp themselves enough times that they're still relevant. Okay, that they continue to be relevant. If you don't do that then your series is basically going to be stuck in the past, and that's the case for the First Omen. So yeah, the age of the series, especially the age of that first movie, that's a huge problem. So that's a con. Another con is that the overall vibe of the movie, like I could tell people just weren't hyped about this movie at all. I guess because people just roll their eyes and just like, oh my god, a prequel? Why? No one cares about the series. Why you make it a prequel? It was a prequel no one asked for. I mean, sure, reviews are good, but I don't think that's gonna matter that much because I feel like the damage has been done. No one really cared about this movie to begin with because of it being like a prequel no one really asked for. So dealing with that reputation, that's a con. Another con is the fact that it's audience. Well, it's a cinema score. It's a C, which is pretty typical for a horror movie. Nothing like too bad, but it's not great. It's not exactly something I'd be happy about. So that's a con, I guess. Well, it's more a minor con. What's a real con is Thursday previews were really weak. Only 725K. I mean, for like a movie like this, I would hope that you would hope at least make like 1 million previews, but for it to not even not even reach like 1 million, that's not a good sign at all, especially for a genre movie like this. So that's a con. Weak Thursday previews, and I think that's really it. Yeah, I think that's it. So opening weekend, I was thinking it could hit like double digits. That's not the case anymore. Um, I looked at early numbers, expected to hit like 8 million. I think that's realistic, looking at these preview numbers. I'm going to say 8 million opening weekend. Let's say 7 to 9 million opening weekend. And its total hit like, I don't know, 20 something mil. 20 million. Maybe 20 to 25 million. I'm going to go with that. And yeah, that's it for First Omen. So we got one more movie to discuss this weekend, Monkey Man, and then we'll be done for the weekend. So yeah, so that's it. That's all. Make sure to subscribe, like this video, leave a comment, turn on notifications, share the whole drill. We'll check out more videos like this. I got playlists on our homepage, all previous prediction videos I made on the channel. You want to watch any of the ones I've made this year, the past few years, you can go right ahead. There's also the canceled series where I go over all the movies that were supposed to come out but didn't. First Omen. I talked about this movie like one time. I swear it was one time. It was one time, okay. That was episode 219. I talked about it alongside Dune Part 2, which got its. That movie's date changed from like the 15th of March to the 1st of March. And yeah, that's the only time I talked about it. But if you want to watch any of the past cancel episodes of Man the Channel, I will soon upload my episode 241. I'll soon do that. I just have to do a couple things with it, but soon they'll be uploaded, soon it'll be published. But if you want to watch the previous 240 episodes I've made on the channel, I want to binge them all from beginning to now, I highly encourage you to do that. So go do it. And there's also box office recaps where I go over the box office results for any particular month. My March recap will be next week, probably next Wednesday. And that video is going to be nice to make because it's not going to be totally depressing because March wasn't all that bad. It actually gave 2024 a bit of hope. So, yeah, stay tuned for that video. But if you want to watch any of the past recap videos on Man the channel, you can go right ahead. And yeah, that's it. That's all. I am out. Goodbye.